Not so easy on the morale and the ego to be rejected.
You know, Shannon, I know you've always had feelings for Duncan that you never really wanted to talk about, but since he's made it very clear that he is never going to let you get really close to him or share his mysterious secrets, it really may be for the best that it's all over.
Yeah, I suppose. I almost forgot.
What?
I found this in Duncan's hotel room right before I left.
What is it?
Look, open it. Now, I'm sure that that is the insignia of a falcon, and that imprint there would probably fit an old ruckle. Well, Lisa told me to take it to the police.
Well, so why didn't you?
Well, I suppose I still feel some kind of loyalty to Duncan, even after all he's done to me. I think this would convince the police that he's the falcon, and I am sure that he's not.
If you ask me, you're playing with fire.
Well, don't go away. Hello? Yes? Who is this? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what box you're talking... No, wait, please! Please don't! Hey! Oh, my God.
What? Well, who was that?
It was some man that said that if I didn't take this box to locker 327 to the airport today, that Duncan would be shipped back home in a box just like his pet falcon was.
Night about Stenbeck leaving that box in his hotel room?
I don't know, I'm not sure. He seemed genuinely surprised when I showed it to him.
Surprised? He seemed mad to me. Listen, I'll bet you a month's pay that he knows more than he's telling us. And I'll bet he's using Stenbeck as an easy scapegoat.
Maybe.
James is in this town, and I have the proof, and you better tell me what you're going to do about it.
You just calm down, Barbara. What makes you think he's an okay?
That. I wrapped it up so there wouldn't, any of the prints wouldn't be smeared. I found it outside Fashion's entrance. When I went to lock up, it was hanging there, and obviously it's been delivered by hand, and obviously by my ex-husband.
One, Mom. Number one.
My girl. What have you got?
Look what I've got. I put my hand in my jewelry box, and look what I pulled out today. Number one, Mom.
Yeah, number one, Mom.
Today, all day. She gave that to me. I opened it all by myself. I think it was 2 Christmas Eves ago.
Yeah?
She was very angry with me. But she loved me. She gave me that. Do I have the right to wear it, darling,
Don't be
after
silly.
the phone call
Of course
today?
you have the right to wear it. It's yours, number one, Mom.
Thank you. Oh, God, I wish the phone would ring.
Can you take any consolation in knowing I called
No,
Sierra?
I
She
can't
said
take
she
any
was fine
consolation.
now.
Maybe she talked to Sierra and she up on me.
Oh, come on. I went through the same thing with Dust last summer.
It's not the same thing.
All right. Okay.
It's not the same thing. No, I think of her out there, wherever it is, in South Dakota, and she's wandering around, and she doesn't have me, and I've always protected her all her life, and I don't know whether she can...
What she
benefit
does have is your strength, though. And that's enough to get her through anything that she may come up against out there, all right?
Oh.
It's not the Ritz. No, no. Well, looks like it's going to be a long, cold night. Oh, great.
The world turns. This portion brought to you today by doctor-recommended natural fiber Metamucil, and you could be regular for the rest of your life. And by Lemon Fresh Joy. Of all lemon brands, Joy cleans best, down to the shine.
What do you want? Who are you?
Don't you know it's dangerous just to walk into a cave in bad weather like this? Especially up in these hills? Name's Keith. What's yours?
Monica. I just came in here to get out of the rain. What are you looking for?
Anything else that might be looking for shelter?
Snakes?
All sorts of things. You know, some are harmless, some are not. But it's okay. There's nothing else here. You lost or something?
Not exactly.
Well, what are you exactly?
Very cold and very wet.
You're a little scared too, huh? You know, I saw you moving up the hillside. I figured you'd wind up here. You by yourself?
I hitched a ride. I was trying to find this national campground, but I got lost. Passed it.
Well, it doesn't look like you're much equipped for camping either.
I tried to light a fire, but my matches were all wet.
Well, that's a good thing because you would have been smoked out. There's no ventilation here. You've never done anything like this before, have you? Okay, no more questions. But you shouldn't stay here. Now, I can offer you a nice, dry, warm place and something to eat.
No, that's okay.
Well, with my mother and me. We live a few miles away on the reservation.
Reservation?
Yeah. My full name's Keith Spotted Eagle. I'm a Lakota Indian. I was on my way home from college, and that trail through the hillside is the shortcut.
I don't think there's anything around here for miles.
There isn't. But the distance I walk every day, it's well worth the education I'm getting.
I can't imagine walking that far to school every day.
Well, things are always hard to imagine if you've never done or seen them for yourself. So you want to come back with me? Or do you want to stay in this cold, damp cave all night? Look, I'm glad to see you're smart enough to be careful, but I mean you no harm. It'll be dark soon, and I'll feel a lot better knowing you weren't out here by yourself. But it's up to you.
So good. Oh, John, it doesn't help, really. The sound of my daughter's voice saying I'm not your baby and you're not my mother. Wow. Sierra. Boy, when she learned, it took me a long time to mend that relationship.
Yeah, but you did mend it. And the same thing is going to happen here. I promise.
But I'm right, aren't I, that I'm number one? I raised that kid on my mother,
Of course you are.
aren't I?
Of course you are. And when she realizes that, she's going to come home. Yep.
She's gonna come home?
Yep.
To whom?
To you.
To me. Not Iva. Me.
Me.
Dad, my stuff's all packed, so if you want to give me the ride, I can go back to my mom's.
Bob and Kim home?
Yeah, they called about an hour ago.
Oh, of course I'll give you a ride. Come on, I want you to come over. Get out of the house and think of something else for a change.
Yeah.
Matthew will call us wherever we are, and he'll let us know. Come on. And Margot would have called if there was any news from Greece. So come on, doctor's orders. Let's go.
With you.
Okay, then come on in.
Let me just call Sierra and tell her I'll call you.
All right, all right, all right.
Ms. Ryan, I know the initials say JS, but are you sure this is your ex-husband's?
Yes, Nick. I gave it to him.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that Stenbeck left it himself.
Fine. Tell me about this, huh? That was inside the box.
I don't need keys anymore. What does this mean to you?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that James thinks he can go anywhere he wants, anytime he pleases. Nothing's going to lock him out and keep him away from my son. And this is one of his sick, masochistic little games.
Yeah, but this is typewritten. That means it could have been sent by anybody.
I am telling you, he is in this town.
All right, we'll check it out. We'll check it out. Hey, you know, this could be from Stenbeck's contact here. Good thing you put it in plastic. But we can get a positive ID on his fingerprints, huh?
Or hers.
You're referring to Corinne Lawrence?
Yes, I am. Have you put a tail on her yet?
No.
Why not?
Because we don't have enough to go on. We can't just go around putting tails on everybody. It's an infringement on their rights.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure you've never done it before. In fact,
Hey, listen, Ms. Ryan, if you'd like to wait, I'll rush us down to the lab. Okay?
I can't wait. And I will tell you something. There won't be any prints on that because James is far too clever for that. Now, if you want to stand around here and playing cops and robbers, that's just fine with me. But I'm telling you something. I have to go find my son. And while I'm at it, maybe I'll find James and bring him into the authorities. One way or another.
I placed an ad in the Argus for a new groundsman and housekeeper.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. You shouldn't be out here all by yourself, Duncan. It worries me.
Well, I'm not concerned about that, but I do need someone to take care of this castle here.
Any leads on George's murder?
No, and I doubt there will be. Stenbeck's a master at covering his tracks.
He's certain he was the guy in Key West. And he also planted the box that Shannon found in your hotel room. I mean, how can he be in two places at once?
We had plenty of time to fly up and back. I don't understand why he did when he knew I had the maps with me.
Aye. Have you seen Doris Pierpont again?
Aye, I spoke with her, but... excuse me. McKechnie. Aye, that I did. Pardon me, can you hold on one moment, please? Charles, would you go down to the kitchen and see if you can scrape us up something for dinner? And, oh, and if you don't mind, would you feed the dogs? Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. What was your name again?
Cutler. Geraldine Cutler. My husband and I saw your ad in the evening paper, and we're interested in knowing more about the position.
I see. Well, can you tell me a bit about yourselves first?
Well, we're fairly new in town. We came to Oakdale to work for a family here, but our employer was transferred kind of sudden-like. And where he was going, he didn't need any help, so this seemed like an answer to our prayers.
Do you have references, of course?
Oh, yes, sir. Plenty of them. We'd be glad to come by and see you whenever it's convenient. Is it really a castle you live in?
Aye, it really is. Mind you, it's a fairly demanding job. I'll need someone to start immediately.
Oh, that's no problem, sir. Would you like us to come out tonight?
By all means. Do you know how to get here?
No, not exactly.
Well, go down to the Oakdale dock and ask any of the boatmen there to take you to the McKechnie Castle. They all know the place, and I'll reimburse you for your round trip when you get here.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Oh, don't mind the guard dogs. They should be properly secured by the time you get here. I'll see you about 8 o'clock then.
Oh, that'll be just fine, sir. Goodbye.
Very good. Goodbye. Doris.
I hope you don't mind my coming over here uninvited, but I had the feeling you've been avoiding me.
I haven't been avoiding you. It's just that I...
Well, you have telephoned, but that's not the same as seeing you face to face.
Doris, you shouldn't have come out here.
Why not?
Because you could be in danger.
Oh, I'm used to that by now. I was always in danger whenever I was alone in the same room with you, Duncan.
Well, Jillian, no, it really isn't urgent, but if my darling sweet husband should happen to come in, would you please ask him to call me? Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Has Uncle Earl back?
Well, in a way of speaking, yes, I guess you might say.
What do you mean?
Well, earlier today, he swooped into the Argus and then whooshed out again, and that's it.
Did he ever say why he didn't see Duncan in the hospital?
Oh, but he did. Oh, he did go to see him. It's just that Duncan had already checked out when he got there.
Oh. Yeah. Well, speak of the devil, saw Duncan today at Taylor Baldwin's apartment.
Oh, yeah? So, how's that job coming along?
Well, it should be done very quickly, but, thanks for keeping it for me while I was away. You know, I'll actually have a bona fide client one of these days after her, and I'll get pictures from it, and I'll put it in my portfolio. Maybe I'll get some more work from it.
Well, don't forget, you've got the castle. You still have to finish that place, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's one job I wish I could back out of.
Oh, Shannon O'Hara, I've never heard you say anything like that before. Now, what? Come on, girl, tell me, what's happening?
Well, things have changed drastically.
Oh, really? In what way?
Well, Duncan was his usual abusive self about my meddling in his life over at Taylor's apartment.
It's never stopped you before.
Yeah, but things have changed.
Well, from what you say, I gather you mean they've changed in his feelings toward you. What about your feelings towards him? Oh, excuse me, I do hope this is Earl. Mona Lisa, hello? Tom, I'm surprised to hear from you. I thought that you would be halfway on your way to Greece to be with Margot. Oh, you did? Oh, well, darling, what did she say? Oh. Now, Tom, listen to me. I think you should just simply take the bull by the horns, get on the next plane, and go to Greece.
Oh, welcome home. We have missed you.
Oh, we missed you too, darling.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't come back to better news about Craig.
Oh, yes. I know. Betsy called this morning. Some more very bad news.
Oh, no. What now?
Steve went before the magistrate. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison.
Oh. No.
Betsy tried to see him again. She wrote him another note, and he refused.
He didn't even respond?
He responded. He said he couldn't face her. That he didn't want Danny to ever know what he had done, that she should tell him that he's dead.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, what's the matter with him? Doesn't he see what a terrible position that puts Betsy in?
You know, Betsy's gonna need you a lot more when she comes home.
I mean, it's so cruel. I can't believe that.
Hi.
Hi. Did you get back from Boston?
Oh, my plane got in this afternoon.
Hi, sweetheart. Welcome home. Oh,
so glad to see you.
Thank you.
I went by the farm to see Seth, and then I went to see Sierra.
Oh.
How is she doing?
She's okay. She's holding it together. She insists that Craig is going to be found and that he's still alive.
That poor thing going all through this with Craig, and then to have her sister run away, too.
Yeah, I know.
Did Sierra have any news about Lily?
Only that Lily called and said she was all right.
Where from?
She wouldn't say.
I realized that Lily and Craig were close, but I don't understand why his being missing would cause her to run away.
Are you heading out to Rapid City with a load?
Just coming back. I would have stopped here on the way out, except I had an unexpected passenger to take care of.
Oh?
Well, now, don't you get the wrong idea. It was just a pretty young girl hitching her way nowhere, name's Monica. I got the feeling she's not used to being on her own. To tell the truth, I'm kind of worried about her being out there alone.
Glad to see your heart's just as big as usual. When are you coming out here again?
A few weeks.
You know, one of these days, I want to make your stop here a permanent one.
You know, we better be headed out before the weather gets any worse, huh?
Excuse me. Let me just ask you a quick question. Have you seen...
I'll be right with you. Take a seat, bring yourself out, and I'll get you some hot coffee. Take care of yourself, okay?
Christopher and Bob are upstairs working on Christopher's new rock
collection.
Listen, I'm sorry to hear about Aunt Mary. How long is Grandma going to be
Oh,
with her?
yeah, well, until Mary can move around comfortably. It's difficult enough raising a child without having a broken leg.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I better go upstairs and check on Dad.
Okay.
Is Sabrina home?
Yeah, she's upstairs working on sketches for the mural.
I am so glad to have you home with us tonight.
So, how was Boston?
Oh, it was wonderful. I think the clinic is going to be really successful there. I'm beginning to feel like I'm really making a difference in people's lives, not just the abused and disturbed children, but the other people whose lives they touch.
Good, honey. And how's our dear Seth? Is everything okay with him?
Yeah, well, not really. There's a problem at the Snyders that everybody's involved with. It's really not my place to say anything.
Oh.
Welcome home, you guys.
Oh, there's my big son. Ooh,
see
don't you look great? Look at that.
Thanks. You're looking good.
Thank you. You
How are you?
too.
Did your dad drop you off, sweetheart?
Yeah, he's in the foyer with Bob and Lucinda.
Oh, good.
So how do you like being a lifeguard? You'll tell me all about my old stomping
I
ground.
will. Lots of adventures.
Yeah? Saving lives.
Oh, good. Hi, John, Lucinda, I'm so sorry about your news. Have you had any information about Craig yet?
No, we haven't. Not a word. Nothing.
Well, we're certainly praying that he's all right and that they find him.
Well, so are we.
Yeah.
We also heard about Lily.
Yes.
What did you hear about Lily?
Well, just that she took the news about Craig very hard and ran off.
Hello, Franny, dear. Nice to see you.
See you.
I guess Seth has told you.
Yes, he has.
I figured that he would. Well, Lily has indeed run off, but it's not quite as simple as it seems. She's run off because she heard some shocking news, and it was rather traumatic. Lily is adopted. She's my adopted daughter, and she found out who her biological mother is, Iva Snyder.
I wasn't even worried about you.
I'm sorry, Mom. Mom, this is Monica. I asked her to come in out of the storm to have dinner with us.
Welcome, Monica. My name is Annie.
Hi, how do you do? It's so nice to be in such a warm place like this.
Oh, your blouse got torn. Here. Wrap up in this, and then I can mend it.
No, you don't have to do that.
Oh, but I'd like to.
Okay. Your son has been so nice to me, Mrs. Spotted Eagle.
Annie, please.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Of course you're not. Would you like something warm to drink?
Sure.
I'm gonna go change. Maybe I can find something dry. I'll fit Monica until her things dry.
There you are.
Thank you. Whew. I feel better already.
Good.
I guess you're wondering why I was out all alone on a night like this.
Well, I'm sure you had your reason. But they're your own reasons to share only if you wish. Right now, the important thing is for you to get warm and to feel welcome in our home.
No, Matthew, there's no word on Lily. Yeah, I'm just trying to track Dr. Dixon down, though. But... Okay, fine. I'll check. I'll call the users. Okay. Me too. Goodbye.
Sorry to keep you waiting, hon. What can I get you?
Well, I'm just wondering if you've seen this young lady here. There's a picture of her.
I haven't seen her. Oh, but I think there's someone who might have.
Who?
The trucker friend of mine who was leaving when you came in. He mentioned something about offering a ride to a girl.
Do you know where he left her or where to or something?
No. Was her name Monica?
No, her name's not Monica. She could be using the name Monica.
She must be very special to you, huh? Listen, it looks like you've come a long way. Why don't I fix you up something to eat on the house?
Well, thank you. It doesn't have to be on the house, though. I'll pay for the food.
Damn hydraulic hose busted on me. I never even made it out of the parking lot.
Glad to see you're back. But I think there's somebody here who's even
He's the
gladder.
guy.
Yeah.
Hey, she said that you gave this young lady a ride.
Yeah, sure did.
You did? You know where you left her?
Well, you get yourself a map. I can show you exactly where.
I got a map.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Safeguard, for protection against body odor, and by Scope. Now the power of Scope comes in peppermint, too. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Would you like some more stew?
No, thanks. I'm stuffed. Never had anything like this before in my life.
Well, this is our fried bread, and this is our washape. That's a sweet syrup that we make from blueberries.
And this is stewed rabbit.
Rabbit? It's just like chicken. What are you doing?
Well, we always set aside a small portion of everything we eat each day. And we say a prayer to give honor to the animal's spirit that gave us our food.
And also to the spirits of our family who's passed away.
Oh, well, let me put something in it, too.
Thank you. Keith, why don't you get the water from the well so I can wash the dishes?
Okay.
Can I help?
No,
please?
Of course not. You're our guest.
Oh, these carvings are beautiful. May I hold them?
Of course.
Who made these, Keith?
No, his father. He passed away almost a year ago.
I'm sorry.
Well, Keith is the man of the family now. He works in the cattle ranch west of here and sometimes in the rodeo.
Rodeo? I know somebody who grew up in a rodeo back home.
Did he carve that special cap for you?
No. That was somebody else.
Do these special people know where you are? Then they must be very worried.
Well, yes, it is difficult to absorb and digest all at once. It was for me, too. But all I want now is for Lily to come home and be safe. And I want to tell her and explain, if I possibly can, why Iva and I didn't tell her about this sooner.
Well, I'm sure she will come home. You may have to give her some time. That had to be a very difficult shock for her, especially a girl her age.
Yes, darling?
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Oh, I really want to get together with you, Kim, and talk about your television show. Have you any time?
Well, yes.
Well, why don't I call you in the morning, and then we'll set up an appointment.
Very good. See you then.
I'll walk out with you. I'll come with you.
Bye-bye. Well, what about that? Has something happened? Oh, well, Lucinda was just telling us the real reason that Lily ran away. It seems that she is adopted. And Iva Snyder is her natural mother.
Iva?
Yes.
Why did Iva let Lily go this long without telling her?
I haven't any idea.
Well, since you know this much, I may as well tell you the rest. It's an unfortunate situation. Iva was raped when she was 13 years old by a boy she thought was her cousin.
Oh, how awful.
No. It turned out that they weren't related by blood, though.
Oh, but still.
Absolutely. It's horrendous. Anyway, when she found out she was pregnant, she ran away. She had the baby in a home for unwed mothers in Chicago and gave the baby up for adoption.
Oh, my gosh, what a terrible thing to have to go through.
Well, that's not all of it. The boy who raped her, Josh Snyder, is here now in town. He goes by the name Rod Landry.
Helen, what? Well, I'm not surprised that Rod was fired.
Yeah, I guess Lucinda was trying to get him out of town, which is what the Snyders have been trying to do since he arrived. But the reason he came here was to find out about his child. Now that he knows it's Lily, I doubt he'll leave before he gets to know her.
Oh, I'm gonna feel so strange facing Rod tomorrow, knowing all this. Oh, poor Lily.
Well, I will give him this. He started psychotherapy to get to the bottom of his problems. Apparently, he was abused by his stepfather while he was growing up.
Andy, would you come into the den, please?
Hi, dear. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Barbara wants to
How
talk
are
to
you,
you.
darling? I'm okay.
Hi.
Andy, where's Paul? Have you seen Paul?
Yeah, he was at the yacht club this afternoon.
Did he say where he was going when he left there?
No, he didn't.
Why, honey, is there a problem?
Yes, there's a problem. I can't find Paul anywhere. And earlier, I received a hand-delivered package with a note from James. I'm convinced he's here in town, and that he has Paul.
So that's basically the grand tour. Let's see, I've discussed with you your duties and your salaries. What do you think?
Oh, I must say, we've taken care of some very large homes, but nothing compared to this. This must be a wonderfully romantic place to live.
Well, it's fairly isolated out here. Would that bother you?
Oh, no, not a bit, sir. We're very private people.
Well, I've looked over some of your references. There are one or two of them I'd like to check. If I'm satisfied and you're interested, you can start tomorrow.
Oh, that's wonderful. Simon and I will start packing our things tonight. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. McKechnie.
Okay, fine. Well, let's just hope everything works out. Charles, would you show the cutlers back to the dock? Right.
Good night.
Good night.
No.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Good night. Good night.
Oh, I'm sorry for taking so long. It's just that I have to get my staff back in order.
I understand. I'll just have another sherry, if you'll join me.
Doris, I still don't think it was a very good idea that you come out here.
Duncan, dear, you worry too much. I always feel very safe with you. Although there was a time when I didn't. When those accidents started happening to me, I did suspect you for a while. After all, you did have my entire jewel collection, and you were angry with me because I knew all about your sacred little maps. You still pursuing all that?
Aye. And your jewel collection is perfectly safe, except, of course, for the ruby pendant.
Oh, I forgive you for that. After all, it was you who gave it to me. And when things went wrong between us, I was going to return it to you anyway.
Doris, have you any idea why James Stenbeck, alias Lester Keyes, would want to silence you?
Had a long time to think about it. I just don't know.
Did you see anything? Did you overhear anything that would threaten the man seriously in any way?
I can only remember one thing, and I still don't know what it means. He kept a house in Edinburgh no one knew about. He lived there in splendor while making everyone think he was a poor, humble bookkeeper living in a furnished room. I suspected then he was seeing Suzanne Dupre. So I went out to the house uninvited, expecting to catch them together. But instead of Suzanne, he was with Hensley Taggart. And they were looking at a row of small matching leather boxes. He got really upset when he saw me, but I have no idea why.
Listen to me. Would you be willing to go to the police and tell them about the boxes?
I still don't understand the significance. Yes, of course.
I swear I regret the day I ever put great-great-great-grandfather Angus's passageways back in this castle. It makes security well nigh impossible.
Well, what happened? Did you find anything?
No, I didn't find a bloody thing, but I know I heard somebody in there. Charles, will you check the rest of the castle and the grounds? And when you come back, I want you to take Doris back to the mainland.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Duncan, you're letting your imagination run away with you.
I'm not going to take any risks where you're concerned.
I'm flattered. Well, tell me, how's Beatrice?
Oh, she's quite well. She met an American fellow, wonderful fellow, and they went back to Scotland and settled down. She couldn't be happier.
How nice for her. And what about you? Are you happy?
I have my moments.
Can you ever forgive me for Lester?
Oh, Doris, that was a long time ago. I take full blame for everything. I seem to have a knack for driving beautiful, desirable women away from me.
Well, just don't do the same with Miss O'Hara. I'm not blind, darling. I can tell there's something between you two. I just hope you've learned from your mistakes. She's a lovely young woman. Don't spoil it. Tell her how you really feel before it's too late.
I'm afraid it's already too late.
scared me. I thought you had gone. I mean, at least a half an hour ago.
Well, I was going to, but then I realized I have no place to go.
Oh, poor thing. I know. I felt like that myself for quite some time until Earl came into my life. Well, let me say one thing. I do feel very relieved that things seem to be cooling off somewhat between you and Duncan.
Oh, darn it, Lisa. I've admitted to myself that I care more about him than I'd want to. I'm so glad I never told him about it. But I've just been wondering if he...
Oh, honey, you know what I feel? I feel that sometimes when things go wrong with a couple, it's because there's a lack of communication. They don't really say how they really feel. I mean, just look at Tom and Margot.
Did Tom say why Margot didn't want him to come to Greece?
Well, yeah, she said that there was no point in his coming, but I don't agree with that. Look, I feel like Margot needs him more now than she ever did before. Of course she does. And I just hope and pray that Tom will not listen to what she says. I hope he gets on that plane and that he does go to Greece and straighten this whole mess out before it's too late. Oh, one minute. Hello? Earl Mitchell, what kind of mischief are you up to now?
Hey, Roy, Ms. Ryan was right. Print man checked everything. Keychain, box, note, wrappings, nothing.
You should have known.
Hey, listen, I still say she overreacted about her son, Paul. I mean, she's got that overprotective mother rap down to a science. The kid probably just wanted to get away, get his head together,
Yeah,
you know?
maybe, but I can see both sides. I mean, you're not a parent.
Neither are you.
Yeah, but I got a little sister, and it's really hell when you're afraid they're in danger.
What are you reading?
This note. And I find this very interesting. I don't need keys anymore. I don't need keys anymore. You know, this could be about more than Barbara said, about him not being locked out.
Like what?
Like maybe the fact that he doesn't need to be in the Florida Keys anymore. Doesn't need that alias Lester Keys either. Sounds like he's planning a very important move. And I think with that ego of his, he wants to just give us a little warning so he can laugh at us if he gets away with it.
Yes, it went very well. And if those references you set up work, we start tomorrow. Yes, Mr. Stenbeck, we'll be placed exactly where you want us.
Oh, that's good. How could we have missed him, Dusty? How could we...
Matthew said that Dustin had no news anyway, so we missed nothing.
John, we are two clever, resourceful people. We have all the money possible at our disposal. Now, what should we be doing that we're not doing?
Darling, I think we're doing everything humanly possible that we can do, and it's going to pay off.
I want action!
Come on, you're going to make yourself sick carrying on like this. You want a little of this?
No.
It's late. You gotta be tired. What do you say we go upstairs? Turn in, you and me.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll be up.
All right.
I'll be up in a minute. Right?
Not too long now.
Lily. Baby. Hear me. Come back home. To me. Stopped raining. I guess it's going to start clearing.
Thank you so much for fixing my blouse.
Oh, you're more than welcome. But now, your shoes got ruined. So I'd like you to try these on. I think they might fit.
Wow. Huh. The beadwork on these are beautiful. Did you make these?
Of course.
It's amazing.
I've been doing it since I was a child.
I don't know how to thank you two for all you've done for me.
Well, you needed our help, so we helped. Kindness repays kindness.
You have so much
for having so little.
Well, I grew up with every luxury you could imagine, and it just doesn't compare to all the love and the warmth in this house. It reminds me of,
Come on. It's late. Why don't you get your rest?
Monica, you plan on leaving in the morning?
Yes. And I have a confession to make. My name is Lily, not Monica.
Well, that's a lovely name. Lily, I can see that there's a great struggle going on inside of you. But that's where you have to look for the answers. Those problems are not going to leave until you find that hidden power in there to help. They're like a shadow. They're rooted to your soul. And they'll always follow you. I know that you have a family. And I'll encourage you to go back to them. But for now, I want you to know that you're welcome here until whenever you want to leave. Okay?
Thank you. But I don't have a family. All I'm doing right now is running from a bunch of lies and secrets, and I don't want anybody to find me until I find myself. Now, I know that doesn't make any sense.
Of course it makes sense. Come on, things will be better in the morning, I promise. And I wish you the best of dreams.
You too.
I wonder who that could be.
You stay here, I'll find out. Yes? May I help you?
Hi.
Hi.
I know it's late. I'm sorry to bother you. I noticed that your lights were on, though, so,
Yes?
The next time that you decide to go to the movies by yourself, just don't do it, okay? Yeah, honey, I'll be home in a little while. I love you, too. Yeah. Well, at least he's all right. Yeah, I'm very sorry that I came in here and I grilled Andy the way I did, but after I received that package from James, I just didn't know what to think.
It's all right. We understand.
Well, I better be going. I don't want Paul to be home by himself. Oh, welcome back. By the way, I'm sure someone has filled you in on all the news.
I'm still in a state of shock.
Me too. Have you heard anything from Hal?
No, but then I didn't really expect to.
Oh, why not?
Things are pretty much over between me and Hal.
What happened?
I think that's a question you should reserve for Margot. Tom's in for a bit of a shock when he gets home.
Well, that should be soon. I talked to him before we left the cabin. He's pretty well finished things in Washington, unless he went to Greece to be with Margot.
I think it's a little late for that.
Barbara, will you stop talking in riddles and tell us what's going on?
All
Look
right.
who I found driving up.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
Look, welcome home. Thank you.
I can only stay for just a minute. I wanted to tell you personally that I did receive a phone call from Tom a while ago.
From where?
From Washington. Apparently he called Margot in Greece and said that he wanted to come over. And she said no, there was no point.
Why not?
Well, she told him that she was working 24 hours a day trying to find Craig, and there was really nothing that Tom could do.
I don't understand it. You would think that she would want Tom to be with her, especially at a time like this.
I know. I feel the same way. I don't know what's going on. All I can tell you is that Tom sounded more than just a little hurt.
What's going on in here? Is this a welcome home party?
You, Thomas Christopher, you!
Oh, Tommy, welcome home, darling. Oh, we're so glad you're back.
Hey, thank you. You get so big in the upper body there. You lift a little bit too much, huh?
Good to see you.
by Barney's, New York. Authentic craftwork courtesy of the American Indian Community House.